maybe to introduce myself, my name is Angus Campbell. I'm the CEO of Bahrain Financial Harbour Holding Company and Financial Centre Development Company. I'm also the chairman of EFS Bahrain, and the purpose of today's presentation is really to give you an update on things that have been happening, what we have planned for the property, and also just to give you a better idea about how things work and who's who and why. So I'm going to start off really, hopefully I can get this to work. Okay, so really the first thing I want to talk about is Bahrain Financial Harbour. What is Bahrain Financial Harbour? Clearly, you know, there's a lot of confusion about Bahrain Financial Harbour, and perhaps the easiest way to describe Bahrain Financial Harbour is it's the master plan. So essentially, it is all of this development. It's the whole master plan development. It's not the building, the towers. And so one of the confusing things about this property is people say, I'm going to the BFH. Well, which part of the BFH? We need to break it down and make it easier for people to understand which part of BFH, the Bahrain Financial Harbour Master Plan, they're going to. And I think if we use the right nomenclature for each of the buildings, then it'll be easier for people to figure out where they're going and won't get lost. And that's what we're trying to. We don't want people to get lost. We want people to make their experience here to be an easy one. We don't want people to not know where they're going. So we have a number of things that we're about to do that hopefully will improve the visitor experience, the orientation, and we'll run through that very quickly just so that you get an idea. Perhaps really just to give you so financial centre. So you're going to say, what's financial centre? In the original master plan, financial centre is the name of Harbour Towers and Harbour Gate. But clearly that's not a name that's been used, and frankly, you know, that's not a name that people are familiar with, so we're not using that. But clearly, I suppose that the name of the owner is Financial Centre Development Company, and that's the owner of the towers. So that's really the reason why it's called Financial Centre. So essentially you have Harbour Towers, Harbour Gate, that's already here. In addition to that, we have Harbour House, which is complete. We have GB Court Building, that's complete. We have the East Car Parks complete. We now have the West Car Parks complete, only relatively recently. And in the process, or under development, we have Residential South, which is now called Villamar, which is restarted, and you'll see progress on that. Their plan, so that's a project that's been undertaken by Gulf Holding, and their plan is to complete the fenestration, so putting all the windows on the outside of all the development, and then they're going to finish the middle tower. Because they've already sold a number of those units to unit buyers, and they want to complete that so that unit buyers can get the property. In addition to that, we have Harbour Row, East and West, and that's just underway. That's a project that's been undertaken by GFH, Gulf Finance House. In addition to that, not shown in this plan, but there's another plan, another proposal I should say, by First Energy Bank to develop a plot which they have here. And that's going to be a mixed use, mainly residential, but some offices and some retail. So there's a fair bit happening. The original development plan did not envisage a connection to Bahrain Bay, but obviously that has happened. And so it is quite confusing what's Bahrain Financial Harbour, what's Bahrain Bay. But essentially this pointy bit here, just beyond that, is effectively the cut-off point between Bahrain Financial Harbour and Bahrain Bay. So, Financial Centre Development Company, that's the legal name of the property owner, and if you look at your lease, that's the tenant, or the landlord of the building. Clearly, to try and help people figure out where they're going, we have Harbour Tower West, Harbour Tower East, and the bit in the middle we've decided to call Harbour Gate. Now the reason for that was because we're opposite Bab al Bahrain, that's the gate to Bahrain, this is the gate to the harbour. We thought that would be a good idea. We have the BIC, the Bahrain Investor Centre here now, and that's the gateway for business to Bahrain. So we hoped that that would be a name that would stick, but I just hope people will start using that and make it easier for people to figure out where they're going. Now the key part to Harbour Gate is that's where the business car park is. So when people need to know a visitor's coming, please try and direct them to Harbour Gate, and that's where the business car park on the basement and ground floors. So yeah, this is really just again to orientate. So we have Harbour Gate in the middle, West Tower, East Tower, the entrance to the visitors car park. We have just finished the West car park. We're going to provide additional visitors parking in the West car park. To give you an idea, currently we have 2,900 staff, tenant staff, working here right now. And until recently, the East car park was virtually full. So all of the all the staff working in the West Tower have been parking in the East Tower. Now that the West car park's finished, we plan to move them to the West car park. So that's about 485 people that are going to be moving from East car park to West car park. The visitor numbers have increased since the Ministry of Industry and Commerce arrived, so pleased about that. So currently we have between 1,800 and 2,200 visitors per day coming to the property, and obviously we need to have more visitors car parking. We need to make it easier for people to come and visit the place. We are working on improving the access to the property, but that's a work in progress. We're waiting for the Ministry of Works, Urban Planning and Municipality Affairs to come up with a plan to change the access to the property. So we're just keeping our fingers crossed. Improvements there. I think the Minister is also trying to help us with that, so we're pleased with that. So yeah, visitors car park. So I don't know, this is a map which is actually on our calendar, but I think we might send this out to people so that we can use this so that they can see where to go. So entrance to visitors car park is, the car park at Harbour Gate. I say we're going to have additional car parking on the ground floor of West car park and a link through to the West Tower. We're also going to have some new visitors car park signage, so hopefully make it easier and people won't get lost. So the West car park, we're going to be opening that officially, I guess, on the 1st of December. That's the date that we've told everyone we need to move. We have a temporary pedestrian walkway. Maybe just to explain the reason why we have a temporary walkway is the original plan was to have a walkway at first floor level that linked to the second floor of the gate. Until that development starts and is finished, we're not going to have a bridge, so we have a temporary walkway. Obviously, having people cross the road, we're concerned about safety, so we are going to have what I call a lollipop man, which is essentially a man with a stick with a thing that says stop, which is like a lollipop. And he will go out onto the road and he will hopefully stop the traffic so that people can cross safely. That's the idea. The tenant parking reallocation is now complete, and that's been a big job, but to have people understand the rationale, why they have to move, where they're going to move to, that's all finished. As I say, we're going to have additional visitors parking on the ground floor. We also have a roof space, which the way the building was built, there's separate access, separate lifts to the roof area, and that can be used for events. It's about 4,300 square metres, so we've got some people who are interested in using that for different events. So in addition to car parks or whatever, the other thing that we've been doing is to improve the lobbies. So in other words, change the look and feel of the lobbies to differentiate offices from the retail space. I think previously, you know, everything, all the lobbies were exactly the same colour, so it was quite confusing. So now we have two different colours for the offices and a different colour for the retail space. In addition to that, on the ground floor of the lobbies, the tower lobbies, we're going to have new reception desks. Perhaps more, you know, more relevant is what improvements are we going to make to Harbour Gate. Harbour Gate, I think the main complaint we have about Harbour Gate is it's very confusing and it's not easy to figure out where to go. So essentially what we're planning to do is we're going to open up the access from the car park on the ground floor to the lift lobbies, and what we're planning to do is essentially put in a glazed opening door so that you'll actually see from the car park where the lifts are, and you'll be able to walk straight through instead of having to go in and go either side. It'll be very clear, and we're going to extend the south entrance into the car park so that it's easy for people to understand this is where I have to go to get out of the car park and up into Harbour Gate and also to Harbour Towers. In addition to that, we're going to have a reception desk in the south entrance of Harbour Gate so that if visitors are, you know, not sure where they're going, they'll be able to get directions and, you know, they'll know where to go, hopefully. So the other thing we're keen to try and encourage is we want to have events here. We really want this place, particularly Harbour Gate, to become a social hub. And that's really the purpose of this event today, was to try and publicise our aim. We want this to become a social hub for different events. So rather than saying this is what we want to do, I want to show, well, we've already been doing this, but we want to do more. So essentially, I just made a list really of what space we have available for events. And that could be any kind of event. It could be a commercial event, it could be a non-commercial event, a charity event, whatever. And the space we have available are the lobbies and the ground floor entrances of the towers. The south entrance, once that work's finished, will be a great place. In addition to that, we have outside the Bahrain University Centre on the second floor. We have this space, which is a purpose-built art gallery. For whatever reason, people think it's hard to find. Obviously you didn't, but maybe some of the others did. So we'll have to work on that. In addition to that, we have another atrium on the other side, on the east side. Apart from that, the fourth floor, the Bahrain board space, their training floor, is a fantastic event space. They also have a purpose-built lecture theatre, which holds about 80. In addition to that, we have above the Harbour Gate on the 6th floor, we have a covered space about 2,200 square metres that could be used for a variety of events. We also have a helipad, which, believe it or not, has not been used for helicopters, but we've had Bollywood dancing, we've had gyms, so I think it's a great photo opportunity for an event there. And then we have the West Car Park roof. Sure. Yes.
Is it belong to
the boards? Yes.
Anybody can
well, so I'll explain that. So they have a lecture theatre, which is fantastic. There's a photograph of it in a minute, you'll see it. But essentially, they want people to rent it, but it depends on the event. They will make it available if they are made a sponsor for the event. So, you know, there's a way of making it happen, and we can talk about that at a later time, but that's a great space, really great. So obviously we've started Art of the Harbour. I think we're now in our 21st event about to happen. So every month we have a new artist. They come to the West Tower, then they go to the East Tower. We've had photography, we've had sculpture, we've had drawings, art. So we are keen to have more art and more events. Believe it or not, this is this place. I don't know if you can see that very clearly, but you know, this is a great place for art. We would love to have an event like that here, frequently. The helipad, which is right above the 6th floor at the back, is better seen from one of the towers, so if you haven't seen it, come and have a look. And then the 2nd floor, this was the recent event held for the American Women's Association. They had an art and photography exhibition. That was only last week. So this is the lecture theatre at Bahrain Bourse. And this is the trading floor of the Bahrain Bourse, which was used for the Manama Entrepreneurship Week. And that was an event which we helped organise to have it here. And so that was incredibly well attended, a great space. All of these screens are electronic, and so you can have logos and everything. It's fantastic. So who do we really support? Well, we have yourself, the Women Crisis Care International, but in addition to that we have Outreach, we've had Baloo the dog to help the autistic children, the American Women's Association, we've had the Bahrain Roadrunners, they've done sickle cell charity stair climb events, we've had public information events for the ministries, so yeah, we're very keen to have as many events here as possible. So yeah, when I first came here, people said, oh, it's a dead place. Well, sorry, it doesn't look like a dead place, really. I think it's all about how we can work together to make this place come alive, and as I say, really our aim is to try and make this a social hub. It's a great place, it's easy access, lots of parking, you know, it should be possible. Apart from that, really just to highlight, you know, we have got promotional tools. If you want to publicise an event or you want to publicise your business or something, we have TVs in the lobbies, you know, we have light boxes in Harbour Gate. We are about to do a calendar and also to do some National Day promotions. We have lifts which have, there's space there to promote events, and in addition to that we have the external outdoor advertising light boxes. Further details on all of that and the terms we can provide you know, as requested. So, how do you find out about events? Ideally, we don't want to use the traditional print media, we want to use social media, and to do that we need to get engagement from people working here who want to connect with each other using social media. So we already have all of these social media accounts. You know, we have been promoting events, but this is only going to work if we build our network and people engage with each other and want more events and want to be able to publicise events to their friends, family, everyone. So all I want to do is really just urge everybody to, you know, get involved and become part of our social network here using these media. So, contact details. Fatima is in the back there, and Taqeya. I'd like to thank you both for helping me organise this and for the presentation. So that's really it.